Back row ministry, the world permit, Mr. Monkey coming at you live and direct. So, a lot of foolishness, a lot of foolish responses. I'm hearing people discussing the shooting in Texas and incidents surrounding it, witnesses dying. And this is what I say to a lot of people. And this is where I got, and a lot of people are upset when I make these statements. A lot of people don't want to hear it when I make these statements because the biggest issue, especially with African Americans now, is, and Americans in general, is I have to think like you. If I don't think like you, then there's a problem. Or if I don't see it the way you see it, then there's a problem. Or if I'm not full of hate and allowing people to manipulate me, then there's a problem. And the reality is that as a society, we have just thrown thinking away. The old heads always say common sense ain't so common with people. Well, that's pretty much where we are. These are intelligent people. We got intelligent people where common sense just ain't common anymore. Just common sense it's not good sense anymore. So let's go over some of the stuff in this shooting. A couple of things I want people to think about with this dumbass shooting story. This lady who lives in an apartment complex, and for those of us who live in an apartment complex, women do certain things to their complex to kind of differentiate their door from other people's door. They like to put the decoration of welcome home. You got something that you know at your door, part one. You're not just, even if you're drunk, you're not just gonna go to the wrong apartment. It could happen. You might end up on the wrong floor, but you still know where this ain't my apartment. Part one. Part two, even when you're drunk people have the habit of taking out their keys and stumbling all over their locks. So you still go through the ritual of pulling your keys out. You might can't get your key in, but you're still gonna pull your key in. You're still gonna put your key in the door. So the whole thing with this story was the lady goes to the wrong apartment. The door is open. So I don't know if she fumbled with her keys or not. We can't speak on that, but I don't know every detail to the case. I got to look through the case notes, but I guess she opens the door. She's in the house. She's drunk. She realizes it's not her house. She's a police officer. She fires. Okay, that's pretty much the whole case. And that case got turned into a race story. That case got turned into white woman shoots black man. That's what they turned the case into. When the case is about somebody being drunk and supposed to be somebody being drunk in the wrong house, got scared and shot somebody. Well, didn't plan to, but you're drunk, you're belligerent, you're an officer of the law, you have a weapon, and you're not paying attention, you're not on your job, you're not really focused, so that's why the incident took place if we look at it that way. But looking at it from a common sense level, people fumble with their keys all the time when they're drunk. Most of the time, you got something outside your apartment which tells you it's your apartment, and you gonna know your apartment because you know where your bed is, you know where your room is, you know how your apartment is designed, the outline of your apartment, you know where the light switch is. Even when you're drunk, you know these things. You know the immediate route to the bathroom. You know this because this is your apartment. You ain't just moving this apartment yesterday. You didn't just move in his apartment yesterday. But the media took this and turned it into a race baiting story. The story is about a dumbass drunk person. That's what you can have this mythological story, because that's what I think it is, another one of those mythological specials. But that's just my opinion. Don't take it for word. If anybody knows these individuals, hey, feel free to post. But they took this story and turned it into a racial incident instead of just dumbass drunk person, which the story should be about. Dumbass drunk woman. News at 11. They turned it into a race baiting story. They used the police hate black people narrative and start to feed on the minds of African Americans. And what do African Americans do when you give them the race baiting cake? Oh, they eat it up. Thinking goes out the window. No one thinks that, hey, maybe these people are in a sexual relationship. That's why she's in there. Maybe he had another girl in there. Who knows? But you get this so-called witness in the home, and I guess he saw everything. So that means the lights was on. So even when you're drunk, like I said, even when you're drunk, you still know the difference between your house and somebody else's house. You just ain't gonna look, why are you in my house? No, you know the things that are in your house. Even when you're drunk, you know the layout of your house. You know the layout of your home. And then if somebody breaking in, why they got the lights on? Who breaks in and turns on all the lights, start watching TV? Come on now, that doesn't even make sense. Doesn't even make sense. But here we go, African Americans, eat it up. Because we got to hate. We got to hate the police. We got to hate this. We got to hate that. And common sense goes out the window. They feed on it. So we got this witness who so-called saw all this stuff with the lights on and why he didn't get shot. And we got this witness who, after he mysteriously testifies, they pulled a Lee Harvey Oswald on him. Soon after he testifies or was about to testify, he gets shot. This after he testifies, he gets shot. Now he's dead. And it goes back to people being a part of these rituals, thinking that they can hold the secret. Because these are secrets. You have to be to hold the secret of the ritual. If not, they will take you out. Look at all the people in the Black Lives Matter ritual who are dead now. Because they couldn't hold the secret. Look at Eric Garner's daughter who's dead now. Couldn't hold the secret. Once you sign on to these rituals, you sign on to the oath of secrecy. And these people will take your fucking life if you cross that oath. If you cross that line and say anything, they will take your fucking life. They have no problem with doing it. So, you look at things from the perspective of common sense sometimes. Does it make sense? What black folk do, African Americans like to do, we like to make excuses for a dumbass story. So you see the story, next thing you're saying, oh, well, because, yeah, the person was drunk, and they killed him because he told the truth and all this other stuff. The police killed him. All this stupid stuff we say. Well, people can mistakenly go in the wrong house. I'm like, we just bag up the stupidity. And as a race, we need to stop that. We need to stop bagging up stupid stories. These are race-baiting stories. They need us to have a revolt in America. They're going to do everything in their power to cause civil unrest and use African Americans to do it. And they're not done. They're just really starting. And the backfire is that a lot of young people aren't buying the stories anymore. We've really been attacking in the truth community on various fronts, and people are just not buying the stories anymore. People are seeing the psyops now. And that's not working. So they got to come. They're going to really do something really, really down. They really have to go to the depths of hell really to get this thing started. But they're always going to prey on African Americans, especially older African Americans, because they spent the entire 60s programming older African Americans or people of that generation to be hateful. That's what that whole 60s movement was about, the creation of the hate society. And it always had been there, but really just the programming really kicked in, and they used them to program us. So we don't like the police yet. We got police officers in our family. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. But that was the programming. Stupid stories are now black and white stories when they should just be dumbass drunk person stories. I mean, it makes no sense. But that's where they got us. Someone is ritualistically sacrificed, and we say, oh, the person was sick. I seen Real Hargrove in concert. I told my wife sitting next to her the last time I saw Real Hargrove in concert that you're looking at a dead man. And the next year he was dead. Ritualistically sacrificed for the jazz community. But the people tell me, well, he looked sick. The motherfucker was high as shit on stage. High. He wasn't sick, he was high, drunk as shit. He didn't give a fuck about living anymore because he knew he was gonna die. He knew he was gonna be ritualistically sacrificed the next year. And what? Real Hargrove was sacrificed the next year for the jazz community. All these people are intertwined in this sickness. But like I say, we don't want to see it for what it is. We want to see it for other shit. Diane Carroll sacrificed on the day the Yankees played. Diane Carroll from the Bronx sacrificed for the dynasty. Sacrifice for the dynasty. Remember, Diane Carroll was in Dynasty. Died at age 84, which was a reflection of 48. She sacrificed for the dynasty on that Pacific day. Remember, they won 10-4, a sum of 14 points out of respect for Diane Carroll. These people are fucking sick. They're twisted and they're sick. And until we see the level of the sickness, we're going to continue to fall into the trap. Mr. Marketing Back Row Ministry, wake the fuck up. That's all. Just wake the fuck up. Peace.